and jump right into it. Welcome everyone to another episode of LanceScurvLive. This is the weekend, so I had a little more to do, so I was going to try to get back on at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but I got so cramped up with other things behind the scenes. I'm doing a whole lot. You'll see it soon. And just thank you for hanging in there with me. But this will not be a long one, maybe about an hour. For some people say, man, an hour is too long. Then I will open up the conference line as usual. I cannot keep back the goodness of the conference line from those who love it so much, and I love it so much. We will do that afterward. I might not stay on for long because I got my sleeping patterns back together. I took a nap early. I really shouldn't be up this late, but I can't not do a show. And we also have Lady J here with us. I sent the link out to whoever wants to come in. I do want to just monologue for a little 10 minutes before we start talking and getting down on this for a little while. Lady J, your sleep was off a little bit. You got it back on, but now you're back up at the wee hours also too, because we are several hours ahead of East Coast time, right? So yeah, I just want to tell everybody that not everything that you see out here, and I did shows with similar titles, but I just feel a need to really say it again and say it even more so, right? Brother Indigo King 111 inside the house. Yes, Sister Oyala is in the house, and Disciple, I'm sorry. Yes, you're back here. I had to push that other show that I set to tomorrow night, or I'll see what she's going to do, Sister Beatrice. I don't know, but we'll play that one by ear, but there will be shows tomorrow night also. For me right now, it's just a sense of urgency to really come with some different stuff every single day. I recorded some things earlier. I'll have it out tomorrow. But it's a wonderful flow that we have going on here. And like, again, I said, I just have a sense of urgency, even more so, just to keep putting certain things out there. And even if I packaged up a little different certain messages, just want to say and ask one question. Do you think that the powers that be were nice to you when they gave you social media? It's like, let's be nice to the people and give them social media, right? On the surface, it just seems like a wonderful gift that we never really took a look into deeper, okay? They say never look a gift horse in the mouth. And this is what happened. And it was given to us, and we ran with it, and we forgot. Well, we kind of figured out it's a money-making thing because that's where the people are, okay? That's where they are right now. That's where they stand right now. So what can we say? You know, it's a money-making thing, right? But then again, it's just not just that. There's more to it than meets the eye, okay? Master Glam is in the house. Let me let you in. I just want to throw out some words for a few minutes and let's all chop it up and let it go as far as it wants to go. And it would jump in that conference line and flow. But at a particular time after 9/11, and I've said this before, so I know it sounds kind of redundant, but most people that haven't been here and heard this need to hear this. There was a marriage between social media and the computer and the phone. We used to have to go home to check our emails. Remember we used to hear that? Oh, I got to get home, man. I got to go on the computer and check my email. We take it for granted now that we could be standing on a busy street or a supermarket checkout line and check stuff all day long. We don't have to run home anymore. What a convenience. How sweet things are. Well, it was given to us, and it's a mighty thing, and it's a wonderful thing. On the flip side, they were getting out of us what they wanted to get out of us. They wanted to get information out of us. They gave us a GPS system in Facebook and other social media platforms to know where we are. And other people who are our followers know where we are. But look at the words, followers, follow me, follow me, like me. I don't like that lingo. We like pastors and we follow them. We like celebrities and we follow them. We like politicians and we follow them. Now we have a chance as regular folks now to be liked and followed. And for those of us who may have a lower grade of self-esteem, those are good words to have because now you can measure how many people like you, even though you might not know them to talk to them over the phone or have any kind of relationship with them. Just like me, click it. I got 18,000 likes. I got 50,000 likes, but you can still be depressed. You can still be lonely. You can't call most of these people up. They're not calling you. But we fall hook, line, and sinker because of those human needs that are met in an artificial manner. This is by design. Like the title says, it's engineered. So it's the same as TV, but it's better. TV, we had to wait to a certain time. It came on. If you missed your show and your favorite celebrity or your favorite comedian, you had to wait until it played over again. Now we got YouTube. And we can go back and listen to things that we missed or to people that we like. Or going back at a time in our life when things were good, we can play the songs of that time. So we're hypnotized. The self-hypnosis. At the same time, after the Patriot Act in 2001, 911 hit down, and after that, there is no privacy. The timing is impeccable. So now we're shooting emails and text messages to each other, not realizing the government is all up in there, looking at everything. And we begged them, please get that monster bin Laden, not knowing it was an inside job. So now we made their job easy now. We're giving away information. We're taking pictures inside of our house, taking pictures in front of our garage, showing the cars that we have, taking pictures in the bathroom with one booty cheek up on the sink, arched back and duck lips, trying to look sexy. Guys are trying to go after the girls, and the girls are trying to go after the guys. That element is added in and is furthermore a smokescreen for what's really going on. We're giving away our information, yet we tell the census takers, no, I don't want to tell you my business. If you got 6 people living in your house, you tell them it's 2. But you tell all your business on social media, and the government is gathering it up. But not only that, they're done with that. They know everything about you. We want to hide everything on our phone and lock our phones. You know, you got those couple of naked pictures that you keep when you want to send them to a woman, that 50 million other women you done sent it to, or some of the females who are walking the stroll without walking the stroll in the street to pick up tricks. They got those pictures inside their phone that you can look at the goods if you want. We're on a whole different vibe right now. We're looking at things, looking at other people, neighbors of ours that we don't talk to. We're looking all over their house and seeing exactly what they're doing. While the powers that be are gathering information on the masses of people. And now we have AI. AI sounds like a rapper, Lil AI. Well, Lil AI is the ultimate rapper for the government, but he doesn't just rap, he watches you. He takes all this information and compiles it, and you can hit one button, bing. Now, granted, you've got to know that this little chat GPT, AI stuff that we got that fascinates us so much is the watered down, earlier baby version. They got other things coming out now with the pictures and the video and the ability to touch, and they can take your voice, 3 seconds of your voice, and have your voice speak a lecture sounding exactly like you. They don't even need you. They can frame you in a phone call now. Regular people are doing it. There was a lady somewhere in America, I'm not sure if it was Iowa or somewhere, but her little girl's voice was taken and manipulated to say, "Mommy, please save me. They kidnapped me." And she was okay. And the lady, I think, was about to pay up some money. So now we're not safe. We can be impersonated now. We can be set up. All the while now, we have the YouTube double agents of covert operatives and engineered influencers. Covert operatives. They're there to do what they need to do to help the governments of the world to see who's who. Who's in the KKK? Who is a black empowerment or Pan-Africanist? They have all the lists out there, and we're telling on ourselves, I'm done. I'm toasted. They know all about me, and I don't give a damn. They can't take my 60 years away. I did them already. They can't take all that I've done in the world and in my life. I did it already. So I'm good. I'm going to keep on going. They think I'm old. They think I'm not going. I'm going to be right here as long as the creator keeps me here and looking good doing it, because this is my job. But these covert operatives and YouTube double agents are not just people who sit behind a computer unseen. These are people who you look at when you're looking at YouTube. Not everybody, But there are some, and I'm focusing on the Black community. There are some who talk the talk so good about Black liberation, and we need to wake up, and we're doing this for Black people and doing that. And hey, don't take me off your list. Look at me. Check me out. Just because I told you I was a cop don't mean you're supposed to not make me see the badge, or make you see the badge and make sure that what I have, that firearm, is legit. I'm not saying this to throw stones to take attention off of me. Investigate me if you need to, who I am and what I've done. I'm transparent, and I will continue to be transparent. Ask me anything and I will tell you. But I've been out here so long, and there's so many people that can vouch for me, I think not. I don't think I got to worry about me or you got to worry about me, but I'm saying it this way, and I ain't calling out no names. You got so many YouTube double agents who are covert operatives and engineered influencers. Engineered influencers meaning that they are told who they have to be online so they can attract a certain set of people because you feel safe with them. And meanwhile, they know you from your email address, your YouTube pages, everything is there. They can get all up in your phone and see everything you have in your phone. You have no privacy. This way they can have everybody tabbed. So when they seek to do what they do, whatever it is they're going to do, which I ain't scared about what they're going to do because I'm preparing myself from within. But these people are frauds. They're propped up to divide us. One may have an organization. The next one may have another organization against that one because the ideology is different. And Black people are split up 15, 20, 50 ways because of your ideologies. And it's kept going because the pain you felt in life, whatever you felt as a Black person coming up, there's some engineered influencer there to keep you there in that pain, to keep you roused up, and you never get anywhere. You never get out of that trauma, and you never grow and expand and ascend as we have to. Nobody likes to hear of a young lady, being molested. But they have groups out there that are doing a wonderful job. But you may have an influencer out there who's a female who may admit that she went through the same thing. So automatically there's a kinship there. But she's not there for any kinship. She may probably never got molested. But she's there to keep you going in that trauma. And it always seems like, yes, if I listen to her and we talk with her, we can heal together. But she's not interested in that. She's interested in keeping you in that same place. Everybody knows who listens to this show that I was beat down by 11 police officers January 26, 1989 in Jamaica, Queens. But what if I was so narrow-minded to get caught up in that pain and let it keep me there? And reach out to all the brothers and keep them there also. Well, that's all we talk about. Get it out your system. It's always going to sting, but let's become what we're supposed to become. See, in this world, we have a destiny. In this world, we are to ascend into the higher vibrational person that we're supposed to be. And yes, we will never forget the things that we've been through, but if we stay there, we'll never become the final product that we're supposed to become. And this is what they want. We got more revolutionaries on social media, but they won't give a damn to help their brothers and sisters get somewhere or sacrifice themselves to help their brothers and sisters who are truly sincere to reach a certain level in life to get there. I'm not just talking money. But if I got a house and you got 6 months worth of money to relocate to West Africa, why am I going to take your money? Just come over here, sleep, do whatever, maybe help us in the yard a little bit, but go on and build yourself. That's my way of giving to you. And you do the same thing when you get on your feet, and I'll do it again and again and again. Everybody else does that. The Koreans, the Chinese, the Japanese, the Indians, and so many other cultures that are out there that give themselves a leg up, that they don't have to ask a bank. We still got to go ask banks. Can I get a loan to follow my dream? And they're going to tack on a big interest rate on it. With all they're doing now with the money and how they want to bring this into this social, digital, monetary system. I know I mixed it up, but we're going to be ass out. And the only thing that we have to do is have some unity. But these YouTube double agents are there. They work for the enemy, and you think they're your friend. Watch them all. I'll even say, watch me. So I'm not going to sit there and point a finger and say, oh, no, it's them, it's them, it's them. No, watch me too. Put me through the test. I know I'm going to come through with flying colors, but put them to the test too. Who are these people? What is their background? What is really their background? Because you know the government can erase certain things that you don't see, but if you remember them, when they were calling people hair-headed hoes and breeding bitches and all of this stuff, and the next day they have a suit and tie, and they're so concerned about black people in the diaspora, then that bears watching. When you switch out like that, that bears watching. You see what I mean? Because even though you may talk some good stuff for a time, you owe some favors to those who elevated you. And when they tell you something to say with the trust that the people have in you, you're going to influence them to do what the enemy wants. They might even scratch their head and say, that don't sound right. But you know what? I got to give him the benefit of the doubt because he's been saying all the right stuff all the way around. Question me on what I say. Hey, there's some things I said 10 years ago that I wasn't aware of, and I said it, and I realized, I said, man, I was wrong when I said that. I grew out of that. But I'm human, and I admit this. I don't have any background or connectedness to the government other than the fact that I worked for corrections for a little while. It was a job, but I moved down to Florida. But don't call me no agent. That was to put food on my table. But what really are these people's backgrounds? They're information gatherers. They're covert operatives. I had somebody fly out here to West Africa, to Ghana, a couple of weeks after I got out of here, and a couple of weeks before, he was complaining how broke he was. And he was asking all of the other secret handshake boys and agents that are out here, oh, where does Lance live? Well, you can call me. You didn't. What are you surveilling? This thing is real. Yeah, it's fun. They got sports and entertainers and different, very informative stuff. I've learned a lot off of YouTube. That's the smokescreen, right? Because as soon as you say something they don't like, they want to ban you and strike you. But this is somebody else's house. I have to behave myself when I'm in somebody else's house. Well, all I'm saying is watch who you follow. Be careful of the things that they say that you don't agree with. Don't just accept it because you like them, like a pastor who's so well liked and he jacks up scripture. But you like him so much that you'll follow through and will seep into your subconscious mind, and you'll be thinking like the enemy or thinking in a way that fulfills what he wants for you. All of these rappers getting shot, the beefs that they're having against each other. The enemy loves that. It's engineered. They're not talking about unifying the black family. They're not talking about respecting the black woman. They're not talking about building up the black man so he can be a perfect king for the black woman. Nothing like that. You better get yours, girl. You don't need no man. I don't need these hoes. As men going their own way. Where? To go do a circle jerk with each other? You ain't building no community like that. They push the LGBTQ stuff, transhumanism, bestiality, pedophilia. Suck my tongue. Man, you would have seen it. It would have been so funny. It would have been a meme if I was there. And first of all, if I had a son, he would not be that close to that weird looking dude, because I would beat his ass on camera. Do whatever time. You say this to my son, I know you ain't going to do nothing to him. And you know white folks ain't saying it about him because they love him. Someone with the Dalai Lama. Well, you send your son over his house to spend the night and watch him get turned out. But you're not supposed to say stuff like this. You're not supposed to say stuff like this. Now, instead of us looking at the things that we need to look to enhance our life, to learn things, all of these things around here now, and when these people get into their beefs, it gets around quick. There was one woman who claims to be all about the ascension of Black people. And I had a show where I questioned somebody who was associated with her at one time. I had a little coon double agent who was in the chat room run back to her. He did it. Ran back to her and told her to watch the video. I didn't even wake up the next morning yet early enough. She got up early and grilled me because she was mad that I asked a question about the man. Wasn't her man, but he was always on the show. And you could tell the chemistry. Homeboy was getting it. Unbelievable. And then she finds out that this guy is fake. What's she going to say now? But she would never reach out to me. Look, my numbers are down in the description area. Call me up and say, hey, I got a problem with what you said. And I'll give a public apology. If I'm wrong on something, I'm going to give a public apology. I'll do a show like, yo, this is official. This is what it is. I didn't even aim anything at her. I questioned the background of the man. So she jumped all over me. And I began to watch her a little bit, and it hit me from some other information that I got from my sources. She may not be too all about Black people either. She's an influencer, but she keeps the drama going. You got to watch these people that keep this drama going against another YouTuber and they always battle. I don't battle nobody. I'm old school. You got to probably call me up directly. You got to probably let's meet face to face. You want to swing on me? Cool. But if you picking up your teeth like bloody chiclets off the ground, hey, that's what it is. But I come in peace. I don't do drama. I guess maybe if I started doing some drama, I'd be a little more popular. But that's not what I'm out here for. I'm grassroots. I'm showing you damn near every day me walking down the street, me and Mr. Scurv, or whether we cooking in our kitchen or on my job when I was driving a bus, or pictures when I was in correction, or here and there, everywhere. My backside is so torn out where you can see every hair around my anus down through the years. Sorry to be so lewd, and I'm sorry if you're eating some food. But that's what it's all about. We're giving up information, they're taking it, but now we are being led to slaughter by these double agents who are engineered influencers. I'm going to say it. I was out here with a huge following long before YouTube came into existence. I was out here 4 years before YouTube came out. Go back into the archives and see all the interviews I did 20 years ago, 22 years ago. Come on. So I got the right. I'm grandfathered in. Ain't too many 60-year-olds, that are out here doing it like that. That's not a brag thing. That's just what it is. If Muhammad Ali knew he was going to knock you out in the third round and pick the corner that you were going to fall, if that was his ability, then so be it. Don't be mad at me. I was aware for most of my life. And when I see something, I call it out. I don't have to wait until the world finds out. I'm telling you, and I'm going to open up the lines. I'm telling you that a lot of these YouTube double agents who are influencers, some popular and some who are being groomed right now, they're covert operatives. They're there to set you up, to open your mouth, to say stuff in these chat rooms and get yourself put down on the list. They may not come after everybody, but they want to know how you feel. And when they start jacking up the money, they can say, listen, we don't like what you said on social media. We're going to take 20% of your money and put it somewhere else. You won't be able to spend it right now. And even when that time comes, don't you know they're going to give you a certain time to spend that money to keep you broke? So if you're earning X amount of money, you're going to have to spend it before the next time you get paid. You won't be able to save. It's all digital. You can't pull it out and put it in your pocket and put it under your mattress. So now when you say something, they're going to penalize you by hitting you in the pocket. And from what I heard, what I'm hearing, ultimately, there'll be prison time. So there may come a time where I have to switch up an identity, shut this one down, and come out a different way with a different face online. Because they won't get me. I make it a little harder, though, because I'm not there anymore. But you got them all out here. And you don't know who's who. Question everybody. That's all I say. Question everybody. I'm going to open up the lines. Master Glam, Lady J. Master Glam, you are muted from your side. But Lady J, I don't know if you fell asleep because I talked a little too long. I just wanted to make it short when this stuff out here. Yeah, now I know you got some things to say. I'm not going to mention names tonight, but you're observing this thing and you see it being real for what it is. When we did that locust show, yeah, a lot of people didn't like that because, you know, a lot of people peep up, you know, a lot of people follow me that got huge followings, you know. I go on my subscription thing. I'm like, oh, I didn't know they follow me. Then they got other pages where they follow you, right? So that you don't know that they're following you, right? It's crazy. It's crazy out here. It's crazy out here. So what do you feel about this as far as covert operatives, people who work along with certain factions of the world to get information, to get up on you and find it? You trust me, you think this is a gift? Go on and learn how to build a bird house. Go on and learn how to lay tile. Go on and learn how to paint and the right paint you need. You know what I mean? But this other stuff, these influencers who are getting paid to do what they do, the couple pennies I get, like I said, I'm going to screenshot it to a few people here. Can't do it to everybody. People you trust here, and you're like, yo, Lance is right. But I'm not here for that. You know? I'm like that old man that likes to stitch leather things together, make like custom bags, and this is what I do. Well, this is what I do. That's why they can't stand me. They'll meet with me here and there, and how you doing, Lance, whatever. I can't be seen with you. We know you're the real thing, because no way I'd be making that little bit of money and doing this. This is not going to be a long one. Let me just look into the, yeah. Yes, Stenda, question everything. Every single thing. Let me see. Stephen Knight, there is one in California now. He is a prime example of an FBI agent. Of course. And I'm not saying all of them are, but there are a lot of them well placed. And you have to look at their trajectory over time. Not just them coming out just a few months, you've been checking them out. What is their history? You see what I mean? Were they talking pimp talk earlier? Were they talking about white women are better than black women? You know what I mean? No matter how much lip gloss they wear on their lips, you got to call it out. Talk to me, sister.
Yes. Well, I should say good morning, everyone. Well,
for us, it's good morning. It's 3:44, 4:44 for you, but it's a little before 12, so it's still the last few minutes of that evening for them.
Yeah. Well, Lancelot, I mean, social media. Yes, it's been a good tool to get, you know, information out to the masses that we need to know about. But at the same time, you know, it's a weapon that can be used against us because they are just gathering information like no one's business on each and every one of us, from photos to comments, just everything that we put out there, they are gathering. And then, of course, like you said, you know, the undercover influencers. You know, a lot of them are in it just for the money. So yeah, they're gonna, you know, influence the masses into, let's say, boxed corners where their followers will follow them, well, will be led by them into a pen that they might not be able to get out of. So, you know, you have to be mindful of that. And not to mention, you know, there's a little, a coverage that's being done on a woman that was slapped up in Ghana. Um, and I think it's quite dangerous in how this person has covered that, because other people are now covering it from what he has covered. And I just think it's really dangerous, because we know so many of us want to escape the West. And we just want, I mean, a lot of us don't even necessarily want the so-called American dream to have it in Africa. No, we just want to go there, live a simple life, you know, and be at one with our people, where we don't really get the chance to do that in these Western and European countries, because, you know, we're working like dogs just to get an extra penny. Sometimes you don't even get an extra penny to survive. And you know what this YouTuber is covering, it could really set a divide between us in the West and our brethren in Africa. And once again, it's this divide and conquer thing, isn't it? Oh, these Africans, they're too aggressive. You know, we're going to have to really watch and protect our women. No, we don't need to be, you know, coming to Africa with that mindset that we're going to be in danger or be harmed or hurt. And so, you know, we have to look at it from the perspective that whether we're in America or in the UK or even in Africa, things are going to happen. Things are going to happen. You know, let's not make it be about, well, you know, I'm from the UK, I'm a guest in your country, so you shouldn't have treated me that way. We need not have that mindset, because when people come from the West to Africa, we're coming home. We're not a guest. And so I think that when people leave these places and they go back home to Africa, even though we've never been there in our entire lives, but when we get there, we're coming home. So I'm quite sure that we will have the respect we're supposed to have for our African brothers and sisters when we get there. And we will be mindful and be careful that we're not caught out of line for anyone to be slapping us. You know, I just don't see how, to be honest, how that story is even true. I mean, Sir Lancelot, tell me, have you ever heard of a Black person coming to Africa and being attacked? Because this is the first I've
No.
ever heard of it.
If anything, you'll be protected, because what I've seen here is that even though many of the people are brainwashed with the wrong slant of spirituality, that when something breaks out of an argument and they're in a crowd, they don't just sit back and whip out phones, they get between the person. If you're about to look like you're about to throw blows, which they never do, they'll point in each other's faces and yell and whatever have you. I have never seen a fight here. I've never seen a fight here. And I've seen a lot of altercations down by the markets. We have the guys, the motorcycles, and they're kind of competing, and the guys with the trotros, the vans, they're competing for the fares. I've never seen them fight down here. Never.
Much
Right,
less
right,
a man attacking a woman.
right. Oh no, that's not. Oh hell no. You'll get stomped for that. Yeah, they'll get you for that. You can walk pretty much any time of day or night. People are friendly. They may look if they want to try to get you for somebody, they'll ask you, "Oh, brother, do you have this?" If you don't, no problem. But they're not taking like that. They're not doing that way. Because the minute you do something like that, everybody, hey. The women in the market with the fruits, they might be somebody's grandmother. Hey, she getting in the middle of it too. They don't allow that. They pull you apart. And that's just for arguing. But nobody's going to come and stomp you and do anything to you, especially when you're a foreigner, as far as what they call classification, that you're a foreigner, but this is coming back home. They don't know. No, that's even worse. Not to pull rank and file. We're all equal, but they're not going to do that because they know they got social media and stuff gets out there. Show it to me if it's out there, and don't let it be something staged. They will stage things though and try to use social media to go at certain factions of the motherland, and they'll have agents in place to say, see that? Look at this clip of this black woman getting beat down by these men. So now we got the fairy tale aspect of it. We don't know what's real. We don't know what's engineered. You see what I mean? We got to investigate the full story. Because with AI now, look at all the thousands of videos I got out there. They can take AI and make a video of me saying anything.
Yep.
It'll happen.
Yeah. I mean, look at university students. They're using AI to write their essays. They're not even doing the work themselves anymore.
That's right.
But I just think that story is somewhat fabricated.
Because they see the movement coming over here. They see and they realize we have options. And there are issues over here. But you know what? The issues over here are mild in comparison to what's in America. You don't have to worry about getting shot down out here like that. And there is civil unrest in some of the 54 countries here that should all be unified. That the oppressor is all up in causing things to be imbalanced and whispering in each other's ear and bringing weapons in. So after you kill each other off, you need the oppressor to build yourself back up. And you take these loans that you can't pay back. And now they step in and own your country. They don't like the potential of what can happen over here. That's why they want to kill Muammar Gaddafi. One set of money backed by gold, all the gold that's over here, and make it one country? Sure, they can keep their identities and customs in each country, but make it one as big as we are, and then having the money to have a military stronger than anybody else's in the world? And black people not just looking at each other through, oh, what country? I mean, okay, they do it in the United States a little bit. Oh, yeah, you from Texas, you from Florida, I'm from New York, right? But it ain't that serious. Here, it's more serious that way because they have us separated by the languages. Even here in Ghana, even with the language called tree, it's spelled TWI, but it sounds like tree, like a tree that you hug or urinate on. And there's different dialects of the language to the point where it's hard for some of the people from the Volta region and the central region and the northern region to speak to the people down here in the south. They've told me this. Every discussion I have, I would love to record, but a lot of folks are not comfortable. But I've learned a lot. Trust and believe that. You see what I mean? So they got us struck from so many different angles. It's unbelievable. Go ahead, Susan. You're about to say something.
And we know that there's a lot of single, black women in these Western countries. And so a lot of women will be going to Africa on their own. And I think that that was a fear factor that if you go there by yourself, you won't be safe. I tell you, that video was so dangerous in trying to change the mindset of people, especially Black women traveling to Africa. And, you know, it's good that other people have covered it to say, you know, there's no way anyone would stand back to see a woman get beaten like that. So, you know, it for any woman that YouTuber had put fear into them from maybe trying to change their minds into coming to Africa. Well, there's other YouTubers that have sort of what's the word? That have sort of put back that trust in humanity that, you know, in our own people, where you can say, no, people would help. So I'm not quite sure why there was even 2 hours spent on covering that issue that supposedly happened, and a panel of people discussing it. But go into the comments and you will see people were not pleased with what was reported from that YouTuber concerning this situation of this woman from the UK being slapped up by a Ghanaian. I mean, what are you trying to do? I mean, here it is, you're trying to demonize the woman for her defending herself, but you also need to think of what you've now done to the character of Ghana, because we know how people think. You know, if there's one bad apple, then all of them are bad apples. And so what this person has done, they've like they've just totally, like, almost have undone what has been done for people to say, yeah, I want to go back home to Africa. So, you know, when we say YouTube double agents, you know, covert agents, you know, I can totally agree with the title of what you've said, because did this person not think of the damage that that could be done? Because I don't want to believe that any damage has done, because people are a lot smarter than what he might make people out to be, why he had to do this 2-hour coverage. But, you know, you cannot be doing, I mean, you know, if you want to be controversial, fine. But I think right now, with what's going on, we don't need to make a controversial issue between West and Africa. You know, they have enough controversy having to defend themselves from the Western culture being forced upon them. And now you're going to lie on their people of how aggressive they are. There's aggression everywhere, all over this world. So, you know, we need to be really mindful as to how we talk about situations and circumstances. So yes, a lot. That's what I've got to say about that.
Right on. Right on point. Wow. You hear me chewing. I went over there and grabbed something over there while you were talking. I was like, wow, I gotta put something in my mouth. You called out my name, my mouth was full. I'm like, oh, I'm busted.
But yeah, you know, I just like I couldn't even listen to the whole thing because, you know, the anger was more directed at the poor woman, where the bus pretty much dropped her off in the middle of traffic. So, you know, how do you expect her to feel when this car now hits her, as what she said? But the thing is, you were not there to see for yourself. And so this is something that you should have just let drop for the intelligent person that you are. Because it could have opened an entire can of worms. Because now, what are people in the West thinking of who is planning to travel to live in Africa? I mean, was that the plan, to put them off? Because a little misunderstanding, I hope, puts no one off if they're planning on going to Africa. Because this is the first I've ever heard of anything like this happening. I mean, yes, you know, we hear about money scams and things like that. But to physically hurt someone that's come there to live, I've not heard of it. I've not heard a thing. So I'm a bit you know, I don't want to use the word dumbfounded, but I'm just a bit, you know, skeptical as to why this story had to be covered and given, you know, so much attention, 2 hours worth of attention. So yeah. Yes, a lot.
Yes, and it's always going to be something, no? No, Tony, you don't need a microphone, just your phone. Just hit that link. You hit the necessary prompts for audio. You can hide your face, show your face, let your audio come through. And you're always welcome mixed genre faves. And I got to get that song to you. Maybe you said that last night, that you like that particular song. I was trying to email it to you, and I was looking down my email. I was like, send me another dummy email. Send me something blank so I can send that to you. mixed genre. And yeah, so I'm not gonna make this long. Whoever wants to come on in. Okay, you don't have a phone? All right, well, just make sure next time you come to the show, you want to come on and make a comment or whatever, because you have to have either your equipment or your phone, you know, to hit it, the internet, of course, and it brings you on in, you know? So yeah, that's what it is. And it's an ongoing thing. I've seen this thing down through my time on YouTube. Body work speaks for itself. You know, I've been out here. I've talked to a whole lot of people. There was a gentleman, I actually forgot his name, but I'll describe him. And he had international coverage and a lot of national coverage. And he was all for us carrying firearms. Okay. With what's going on in the world against us, yeah, especially in America, I'm all for that, but you have to be trained to know how to handle it. That's what I say. Because just don't give somebody something they don't know how to keep it clean, handle it, and use it. You know, I'm pretty good with that. And he was getting national exposure, Fox News, Headline News, CNN, and he came off like a really all-around good guy, you know. And well, if you're on a computer, Tony, you could hit it too. If you have, well, you have the internet to be here. So if you're on the computer, your computer will probably have a microphone on it, and it'll come through. The sound may not come through like with a phone, clear like that, but you know, sometimes the computer's a little muffled, so you got to need a microphone. So anyway, one day, you know, I'm just chilling, doing some stuff online, getting ready for some show, whatever show I was doing at the time. This is years ago, and I got a phone call, and you know, my number's out there, so it could be anybody. So he identified himself, and I didn't recognize the name because he's calling me on the phone, and I didn't, you know, I see a lot, and I put it on the shelf. That way I don't burn myself out. See, so he told me who he was, and I made the connection. I said, oh, I saw you on TV a couple times. So he had this campaign to teach people how to use firearms all over the country. He was opening up places and whatever. You know, he's taking donations. Of course, you need to have a good amount of money to set these things up. He couldn't do it on his own, so he wanted to come on to the show. I said, okay, cool. Came on, did a really good show. I think it was just audio, you know, but I put the video, I put the on the banner photos of him up and everything, and links to see where he was on other news platforms. And he called me about maybe 2 years after that, and same number and everything. I saw it, I knew it was him. And hey, man, how you doing? I see the work you're doing. Because you know, when you have these guys get on, you don't want to bug them. They already have a lot of press that they're dealing with and media, and they're trying to do stuff. So hey, listen, when you're ready, give me a call and we'll be on within hours or immediately. So people know that. So he called me, so I knew that he wanted to get on again and, you know, talk a little bit more. So I said, okay, cool. So I had a friend of mine who's a lawyer call me up in the middle of the show. She said, Lance, I need to come on that show. Take my word for it. This guy's a fraud. I'm like, huh? For real? And he was on there talking with other people who came on. I had muted myself and talked. I trust her highly. So I said, okay, we're not going to make this a battle thing, but if you want to squeeze them if you know what you're talking about. And I do know if you say this, you know what you're talking about. But if he is a fraud, he needs to be exposed. But let's not do it in a way where, oh, they got drama. There's drama. She said, okay. She came on, I introduced her. And she started asking him some innocent questions. But those questions kind of boxed him in. You know, I actually forgot his name. I'm not trying to avoid it, Sweet D. I'll find out and I'll drop it in this the comment section. And I didn't set up the other forum like I said, but on LanceScurv.com, I set up an area where you can go on, and it is a forum. And it just might work out better because once you register there, you'll be able to come onto the site and the app is connected. If you go on to LanceScurv.com and you look to the left on the sidebar, you see get the LanceScurv app available at the App Store, Google Play. Right under that, it says discussion forum. I set up one where I put up articles and stuff, which is a discussion forum, and I put another one called the conference line forum. I didn't set up or put anything in there yet. And to actually go in, you're going to have to register, and you can do the member login on the opposite side, the same level deep. You'll see it, member login, register here. We can go to town on that, talk about anything. I won't censor it while I work on the other one too. But make a long story short, she squeezed him a little bit and he got a little combative. You could tell he was agitated. And so she had him. And she asked him a few more questions. And the general viewers didn't really sense how far this was going to go, but he hung up. He hung up. And then, you know, he was gone. And he didn't come back to the show. So after the show was going off, immediately, there was another number that called me. I said, okay, this is somebody else calling me. It was him, but it wasn't the number that I had logged in that was of him. So he called up and trying to convince me of certain things. And this is what I'll say. He was convicted of molesting little girls, but the media didn't touch it. The message that he gave seemed to be okay about raising awareness on how you can protect yourself. I'm all for that. But for some reason, the powers that be wanted him out there with that message, which would really encourage people who didn't want to go through the legalities to carry firearms, which would help some of the cops, the crooked cops, to kill more of us. But they were building him up. And his charges were minimized. Not actually, but they were kind of covered and hidden. And he was out, you know, talking this stuff. It was very interesting how that played out. Yeah. Very interesting. I gotta get the name. I'm not avoiding it. It's just that, you know, I've talked to so many people and let me see if I can just do a general Google search, because even I searched on my let's see, certain words that will pull up. Let me see. I think, okay, let me see if this is it. I think this is it. Let me see if this is his name in here. Okay, I'm quite sure it's Black Guns Matter, but they're talking about the group here. This is on Wikipedia. Let me see if it pulls up his name. I know it was Black Guns. Okay, Toure. Yeah, his last name is Toure. Okay, let me go up higher. They probably said his full name. Toure. Maj Toure. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna drop the link in here. Now, the exact what he did or whatever have you, I said it in a general sense. Might be one girl, might be several, whatever, but it was that kind of thing in that general direction. So don't quote me down to the letter of the law. That's something I knew for a while, but, you know, I'm not protecting anybody. But that was what I found out personally from reputable sources other than her, which means I can't say it like for fact, but that's what was told to me. Like, yo, Lance, need to back up off that, bro. So the facts are out there. If for some reason I'm wrong, I'll apologize. But that is what I got. That's why I was saying, I'm not effing with him no more. That's what it is. You know. Yeah. Yeah. There are people who've come on the show before. That before, you know, I used to always be like, they wouldn't lie. They wouldn't, you know. Now, if you did something in the past and you paid your debt to society, cool. I'm still not messing with that. If you did that, there's something in you still like that. That's my right. I don't want nothing to do with that. You see what I mean? You're right, mixed genre. Beware in real life agents and YouTube content creator agents. Yes, they can come out of nowhere and get a huge following. Say, whoa. And again, people say, well, you sound like you bitter. You know, that dude there, he was on the show, but I had the banner up. I think it was like 2000, maybe 17 or something like that. Matter of fact, let me go onto my site again, knowing his name. I rearranged so much stuff here. I know I have a search bar here. Okay, search for specific posts. Let me put his name in there. A lot of these dudes that have names like that. Okay, yeah. I got both links here. Both links here. Let's see. Which one was first? There's one I had that okay, this is one of them. It's right on the site. That way you can listen to it. Okay, let me put this here. Bear with me, folks. That's one of the shows. Let me go back now. Find the other one. Very well versed on everything. Very well, you know. It's not that me and him had a confrontation on that at the time of the show. He just got off. And, you know, a couple of reputable people brought me that information. I don't think they lie. You know. And we've all done things, but stuff like that, I can't. I can't. You know what I mean? I can't. That's twisted. All these women out here. You know? But those are the two shows we did. And as you well know, I like to keep everything organized. And let me see, the date of that last show I put up was what? January 24th, 2017. Come on now. That was 6 years ago. Dang, I've been out here for a while. And I mean, not even that 6 years is not much, but the amount of stuff in between, that's why I couldn't even recall his name like that. You know, that one was 59 minutes. And the other one was, let's see. I think the other was a little longer. Wait a second. That other one was longer, man. It was 5 hours, 15 minutes, and 35 seconds. And I think I also had some audio problem on that because I was using that old clunky stuff that I used to have that it worked good, but it was just always something happening to it. Yeah, that was a long one. I think the most of that one was not him talking. I think we did like an hour or so, maybe an hour and a half or something. And after that, we just kept going with the show. After that. Chat room was in there and everything. Let me see. Yep. That was it. Yep. You never know what you'll find out about people in the future and what they've done, different things. Yeah, like I said, that's not my kind of dirt. No. Oh, no. Homie, don't play that. Exactly. So listen, for me, it's 4:21, and I finally got my sleep back, the pattern back. If you want, we can open up the chat room or the conference line for a while. And I did get everything right on that banner. I put up the wrong number last night. I made the wrong number on the banner. I don't know. I was having a senior moment here. So there's the Master Glam. You want to say something? Or Lady J, you want to say something on the way out?
Yes. Well, Sir Lancelot, thank you for having me on. And you know, thumbs up. Now I'm in sleep state. I'm like speaking
I know, I
rubbish
heard
now.
you had to think a little bit to get the thumbs up out. You're like, you were going to say something, but it's like.
Thumbs up. But yes, it's a lot.
Yeah.
Yes, it's been a pleasure as usual. But yeah.
So yeah,
Does
if everybody
anyone-
wants to mix it up, hit that number. Once 2 people are in there or more, it starts recording, and you can call from that number. If you're from a different country, let me put the international calling numbers in there. I'll put the link. You have to open it up and see it. You have a direct number that will bring you into the chat room. It will not incur any extra charge. There it is. If in the future you forget how that link, just go to LanceScurv.com and look at the very top over where you say LanceScurv and it says international calling numbers. You'll get a long list. It's not every country in the world, but it's a good amount. That number there is from America, and there's other countries there. So also please mute your phone when you come on in, because you might have some background noise. When you want to talk, open it up. And everybody else, if they got background noise, say, if I'm not there, say, hey, listen, you got to mute that. We want to have a good, clear signal, Yeah, Sonia Cotton. Yeah, I heard. All right, Lady J, you have a wonderful night in Master Glam and everything. I'm going to open that up again. And that's when you know it's good, Sonia, when you kind of doze off, Good conversation. You really brought it. I had to clip that part and put a piece of it up. It was so much information and the way you bring it. And that's the talent of so many people here. Like, you'll hear me say that, man, the way you bring it. It's like, oh, he tells everybody that. No, but it's in their own unique way. I love conversation. You all know I love conversation from childhood, from single digit ages. That's what I grew up hearing. Intelligent people discuss things. Not this mumble rap, present type drama, N-word laced, whatever. But and respectable people who are conversationalists that let the person talk, and then it's a beautiful thing. I love it. Yes, Ayapo, thank you. I'm glad you caught it. I'm always doing things at the crazy time. So yes, that's the number. I'm going to get on up out of here. If you want to vibe for a little bit, call the number. Whoever's on with you there, other people there, identify yourself. We pretty much know each other, the regulars. And I'll be there in a few minutes, just for a little while, because I'm going to hit the sack, because over here it's 4:25. If I stay up to 6, I ain't going to bed. But thank you all for being here. And like I said, it's always a pleasure and a joy, and I could not do this. I usually do it around 10. During the week, I try to be a little more strict about that. But I had so much back-end stuff to do, uploads and the recording I'll put up tomorrow. And we got more stuff we're going to do tomorrow. So that's what it is. And like I said, thank you for coming on in. I enjoyed myself, and it is what it is. Thank you all so much. Peace. Don't forget to call that number. Much love.